Good morning, everybody. Here I am today from Paddington Station, London. Just landed here as our news is about to hit the wires. Paddington Station, as you can see, is a very well-known station. Sydney and Paddington was named after this suburb. There's been some artworks, famous artworks about gold from Victoria and this station and thieves being sent back and forth between the colony and London. So it's got a bit of a link, a tenuous one, but very happy to be presenting today from here. Today we've got more drill results. As usual, we're never short of drill results in Southern Cross with 9 drill rigs turning and a 10th turning up shortly. Today we're talking about infill holes that are drilling essentially along the strike of the vein set, so they're along the rungs of the ladder. And we've reported 2 holes here. They took a bit of finessing in terms of the expert drillers that we have on site. So we drill a parent hole and then we've wedged off to hit the mineralisation where we wanted to hit it. And hence a lot of the W1, which intersection was half a metre at 342 grams gold equivalent, very high grade. But this was very important because it was only 12 metres away from an earlier hit that hit 0.7 metres at 604 grams. So along the strike of the vein, we're now seeing more and more activity along that direction. But this is another zone or another orientation, I should say, that we're seeing. Now we hit many intersections and those results will be no doubt flashing in front of you now. Some other key aspects of this release was that not only did we hit very high grades, but we hit wider zones where you see multiple high grades come close together at 2 metre at 1 gram cutoff. So we saw 18 metres at 3.7 grams gold equivalent. That included some very higher grades within that as well. So not only thinner, uber high grades, but broader zones that lead to some of the thinking now that we're developing internally around potential mineability of this asset along those thin, high grade structures, but also along broader zones. When we put out results every 2 or 3 weeks, of course, it's a bit hard to see the forest for the trees. But if we step back over the last 2 months and put 4 releases out, 3 that show expansion of that exploration target, that drill-constrained exploration target across Apollo East, Golden Dyke and Christina. But also here now we're seeing infill holes that demonstrate continuity of grade. So grade helps build ounces as much or if not more so than building volume. So they're the 2 aspects that we're focusing on. Very specific planned drill holes here, and we're just very glad to see that the continuity continues to hold up as we drill this deposit out and put the jigsaw puzzle together piece by piece. Some technical language as there are in our press releases. One specific term was the stacked architecture. That means basically multiple rungs that are stacked side by side. So we have over 80 of those. And the one result that I talked about where we saw those 2 very high grades, only 12 metres apart, was one of those 80 stacked vein sets that form the basis of how the mineralisation works and hangs together in this deposit. Of course, Sunday Creek isn't just an amazing gold deposit. It's one of the largest Western world inventories of antimony and will play a key role in rebuilding the antimony supply chain in the Western world, ex-China and Russia, where, along with Tajikistan, 90% of antimony is controlled. We've seen amazingly high grades here in Rising Sun in these upper levels. There was 3 intersections that exceeded 40%, pure stibnites, about 71%. So exceeding in these upper levels of the deposit. And you'll see a long section now in front of you where we see the transition in the upper brittle levels where we get the antimony, and in the lower semi-ductile areas where we drop the antimony off but get very high grades of gold. And as you can see, we're just touching those very high grade areas across from Apollo, Golden Dyke and Christina, and Rising Sun's gone into it a bit more. So the exciting part is that we just may be touching the better parts of the gold system in a majority of the deposit. What a way to start the week here in such an iconic spot here in London's Paddington Station, but also with these high-grade results continuing to show continuity and expansion at Sunday Creek as I start a marketing trip with Nick Mead, both here in London and through Switzerland and up to Sweden over the next couple of weeks, talking to investors old and new. So very excited to be here. Thank you very much again for listening. Sunday Creek delivers once again.